Good evening, guys. So I'm with Dr. Sudeep G C. So he secured AML rank 3 and CML rank 4. What we're going to do is what we usually do. After each INSS exam and NEET SS exam, we usually try to pick the brains of the toppers, their strategies, so that it can help serve as a source of inspiration to you. So that it's easier to follow somebody's path rather than to, carve out your own path. So I think all of you should actually look at all the topper videos so that some of their strategies might actually gel with yours. So welcome, Dr. Sudeep. Welcome.
Hello, sir.
So Sudeep, could you introduce yourself? Where are you from? Where did you MBBS from? MD from? Which batch do you belong to?
Yes, sir. I'm Dr. Sudeep G C. I'm from Karnataka. I've done my UG from Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, and I'm
Yeah,
currently doing my PG in PJ Chandigarh.
doing in PJ Chandigarh. So you're currently doing. So you're also the
Yes,
first attempt, probably, right?
yes, sir.
So Dr. Sudeep, all of the interviews I've done, most of the 90% are nearly, top rankers are usually in the are doing their MD or are just about to finish their MD. So is there a
Yes,
particular reason for that? Because I did my DM preps around 9 years ago. So at that time there was usually a concept that you take a 1 year drop, and first
yes,
droppers usually get the highest ranks, but somehow that is not correlating now. Everyone is almost first attempt, first attempt, first attempt. If some are just even not yet attempted their practicals and they've got the seat. Is there any particular
yes.
reason for that? Do you find any advantage of that?
I'm not exactly sure, sir, but I think the availability of the app helps a lot because maybe you had to study the whole book cover to cover, but we can only pick up the important topics and study from the videos as well. So maybe that helps us fast track the studying period.
So I think that is a very
That-
valid resource, because when we were, when I finished my MD and I was preparing for my DM, we had basically no clue on how to prepare. We used to take Braunwald, Perloff, Park, and then start reading from cover to cover. An extremely difficult proposition. I think the availability of Marrow and its video-based lectures has basically shortened your preparation time
Yes,
a lot, and that has
yes,
given a tremendous advantage to the for the final years who are preparing for their DM exams. So I
yes.
think some things to ponder about. So since I think it is still feasible, and I think I would encourage all of you guys who are writing their final year DM exams to actually prepare for the INSS and NEET SS along with your final year MD exams. So you chose cardiology as a subject. May I know why you chose cardiology?
I was always interested in cardiology, sir. So I'm not sure why or how it came up, but I was always interested from the beginning. It's something that I was very fascinated in, both clinical cardiology as well as interventional cardiology. So that kept me going for cardiology, sir.
So, you're doing in PJ. PJ has a tremendous cardiology department. How was your
Yes.
experience in the cardiology postings of PJ?
It was really great, sir. I really enjoyed my cardiology postings in PJ. It was a 2 month posting, so where we have to go to OPDs as well as we have CCU postings as well. And in my seniors, like who are doing who are currently DMSRs in PJ, were also very supportive because we were allowed to see echoes as well as perform echoes for patients. We could make note of the findings and then see what the SR's findings are. So we were also allowed some basic procedures as well, so that also made me more interested in cardiology as a subject. We were allowed to put we were allowed to do TPIs as well. So we were yes.
So I think PJ is one of the great departments of medicine in India. You get a huge amount of exposure. So when you started your preparation, did you look at that you would attempt both INSS or NEET SS, or were you specifically targeting the INSS?
So our NEET SS is scheduled to be in March, sir. So currently I was completely focused on INISS.
Yeah,
So I was
INSS. That
preparing
made your decision
completely for it.
easier.
Yes, sir. So
That made
I
your
thought if I
decision
don't
easier.
get through this, then I'll start preparing for NEET SS in the remaining months.
You had definitely had both in the back of your mind,
Yes, sir.
INSS and NEET SS. So, what do you think? So, since you, although you did not prepare for NEET, is it possible to actually prepare for both, or should you actually stick on to one?
I think sticking to one would be better because the way of studying for both is widely different. Because in for cardiology we need for INISS we need in-depth knowledge of cardiology as well as medicine, the 30 questions of medicine. But in NEET SS it's mostly Harrison based, so we need to be well read in all the subjects, not just a part of it.
So, how did you start your preparation for cardiology? Like, when did you start? What were your primary resources? And did you even read the standard textbooks of cardiology like Braunwald?
Brownwald, I've not gone through the whole of Brownwald, sir. I just read some important topics such as heart failure or pericardial diseases, such topics, so that I get a better understanding of the disease process. But my preparation definitely started in around the month of March when I was posted in cardiology. That's when I started doing Marrow videos, and I
In
made sure
March
I went
23 or 24?
24, sir.
24. So, basically, you prepared for around, I think, possibly
6 to 6.
9 months.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, how did you start preparing?
So I started with Marrow videos. So my plan was to go through all the videos, and around 2 to 3 weeks after the initiation of videos, I used to start solving the questions so that it becomes a revision of the topics I've already covered in the videos. So initially, started making notes as well. So I used the notes as well as the videos side by side and made extra notes of whatever you used to teach.
Were you able to finish all the videos?
Yes, sir. Almost, I finished all the videos, sir.
So, how
Even
long did
like
it take you to finish the videos?
it took me around 4 months, sir.
Oh,
So I had my duties alongside, so it took around 4 months. And yeah, I used to do even the EP
mm,
videos which you had uploaded just one day before the exam. I studied it, but
yeah.
though it
I
didn't
think it is
come, I did.
uploaded a week before the exam, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So, how was your experience with Marrow videos?
I really liked it, sir. Not just me, I'd also like to tell that a lot of my friends saw cardiology videos, even though they are not preparing for cardio per se, and they really liked your teaching, your way of teaching and interacting with the students. It was really wonderful. Not just the knowledge, but how you imparted it was also very amazing,
I
sir.
think a lot of your seniors, have been Marrow students, even those who are
Yes, sir.
doing DM in PJ Chandigarh.
Yes,
They have been, I have personally conducted interviews for most of your
yes,
seniors, probably.
yes,
So, you were able to prepare notes. You yourself prepared notes, right?
yes, sir.
Would you find it easier if you prepared notes were given to you, or are you the
Uh,
kind of guy who, I must take notes myself?
And no, sir, I had some uh, PDF. I had made a PDF and of the notes as well, and then added more points to it. And then I took a like so I had a printed version as well.
It's a good
So I
one.
made extra notes on those.
So, what about how was your MCQ preparation? Did you attempt the grant tests?
Yes, sir. I attempted almost all the grant tests I attempted, and I went through the whole of the question bank again. So the
Yeah, how
question
was
bank was complete.
the question bank of Marrow?
Yes, sir. I really like the question bank as well. The explanation given with the question bank was also really good. I felt it was a little on the harder side, the question bank, but I think that's the necessity to prepare students. So,
I think they are keeping on raising the standard of the exam.
yes, sir.
If you look at 2021 paper and 2024 paper, you'll find 2024 papers of much higher standard. They're gently rising the standard of the exams. In
Yes,
fact, the last time they included EP questions also, and that's
yes,
why
sir.
we had to hurriedly prepare a video for electrophysiology. So, what
Yes, sir.
about what was your rank in the grant test?
Grant is once I had gotten a rank of 2, once I had gotten 5 and 13.
So, fair, reasonably accurate.
Yes, sir.
So you use Marrow for your preparation for MD as well, right? Probably for your university exams. How
Mm,
useful for was Marrow one for your experience as a practicing general medicine PG? Number two for your university exams. I mean the written theory part,
yes.
and for your practicals. How useful was it?
It was helpful for my university exams, sir. I used to watch the Harrison-based videos as well as super videos of Mara as well. Though I didn't go through the whole of it like I did with cardio, but I did read the important topics from Marrow as well, apart from Harrison.
Was it useful for your practicals? Because we don't. First of all, we although Marrow is given as a NEET SS or INSS preparation platform. More than that, actually, we want to impart our knowledge to medicine PGs so that is useful for them in their day-to-day practice. What they learn in their wards, nothing can replace bedside teaching.
Exactly.
But what we aim to do is like aid you as far as possible. We've made mistakes. All of us are MD, post MD, and we have also made mistakes. We try to fill in a certain lacuna which is present in medical education these days. So, how useful was it in managing patients? For example, let's say you see a CLD with ascites patient. How useful is it in managing those patients?
Yes, sir. I used to see some videos towards the end of my course. I didn't used to watch it in the initial part because I had not subscribed yet in the first and second years. But later part, I did see the videos as well as then I went through up to date. So that helped bedside decisions as well.
So, like, when do you recommend that you start before your NEET SS or INSS preparation? You can start as early as possible, but when would be the ideal time? Like, first year might be a bit hectic. Is it second year? Is it final year? When do you recommend that you should start preparation for INSS?
I'd suggest around 1 year before the exams would be the ideal time to start preparing so that you don't get stressed towards the exams as well. And in the too early preparing for the exam would also leave you out of proper like medical care. So I wouldn't suggest starting preparing for the exam from first year as well. You can use it to study the subject, but not preparing as a MCQ based for MCQ based exam.
I think it's important that you all learn about your proper MD medicine course. Your
Yes.
aim for entering into your MD medicine course is not to get a DMC.
Yes.
Your aim for when you enter an MD medicine course is actually to become a good physician.
Yes.
Then you can actually go to become a good get a super specialty or a subspecialty seat. But if
Yes.
you don't become good physicians, there will be a huge void. Even if you become
Yes.
a big shot gastroenterologist also, medicine will still be a huge void you cannot escape. So were you able to read you said you read a few portions of Braunwald. Did you read any other books like Pearl of Park and all those congenital heart disease books?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay, so you've seen all the videos, right? So,
Yes.
which all parts of which all videos did you like? Probably areas which were not focused, some areas which you suggest we should improve. So, do you have any suggestions regarding that?
I really like the congenital heart disease part, sir, because it's something which is very hard to understand. So it was summarized very well. So that helped a lot. And even the part of coronary artery disease and MI also was very helpful, especially where you discuss the current guidelines, the time, and all those things. So it was summarized in one page, so it helped a lot.
Yeah. So, any areas which you should think should be covered, should be improved,
Uh,
anything like that?
I cannot recollect right now, sir.
Okay. So, did you
Maybe.
go for? Yeah. Please.
Maybe updates of the guidelines would help in the exams, but I
Yeah,
think
probably you're on the process of shooting for that. So
yes,
I saw 2023 when I tried to shoot 2023 hypertension guidelines. 2024
yes,
came out.
yes,
Now that becomes every year it's like that. So
yes.
yeah. Anyway, how useful was the ease of use of the Marrow app? How useful was it for you to search a particular topic? So for example, if you see something like GBS in your wards, could you
Yes.
easily access that on the app?
Yes, sir, because all of them have been grouped under some headings, so topic wise, so it was easy to access it as well as go through the video. Usually, I used to watch at around 1.5 or 1.8x, so that you can finish it off very quickly.
So you saw it in 1.5x even the first attempt. When you're
Yes, sir.
seeing the video first itself, you saw it at 1.5x.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I was very afraid of was my speed. Usually I speak a bit fast, so that I deliberately try to slow down my way of speaking when you're taking a lecture. And but you are still able to go at 1.5x. That's not difficult for you.
No, cardiology I did watch at 1.2x, sir, because I wanted to make notes completely. I wanted like I made almost a word to word notes of whatever was taught. so that I could
Okay.
go back easily. But other subjects I brushed through it as necessary.
Yeah. So, you have got a prestigious rank. You got AML rank 3. Now, if given a chance to go back, let's say you're back on your day one of your MD days when you joined PJ Chandigarh, what would you change? Like, how would your approach change to securing an INSS seat? Would you
Uh,
what were the mistakes you're likely to have made? What would you have done better? Anything like that. Although you have got a very high rank,
yeah.
if given a chance, what would you do?
I probably want to start using Marrow a little earlier, so that it saves time. It saves time. It also gives you concise knowledge as well. And then because in the wards it's harder to carry books, though we do carry some
A
part.
lot of PDFs.
So yes, sir. So it's easier to watch video and then come back home and maybe go through the textbook then. So maybe that would help things
I think so,
and save
for
time.
all the people who are joining MD, although we have this tag, that you prepare for INSS or NEET SS, I think more than that, I think it will be useful even from day one of your MD days.
Yes,
So,
sir,
although
definitely.
most of the people who buy it are likely second years and final years, because the
Yes,
thing is that when you're in first year, you don't have time. That's what it's automatically ingrained into you. First year, you're working, working, working. Okay, you don't have time. But whatever time you have, I think it's significantly shortened by Marrow. For example, if you
yes,
were
sir.
to read a chapter on, let's say heart failure or
Yes,
heart failure reduced ejection fraction, you go read it from Harrison. By the time you understand it, that effort itself will take around 3 to 4 hours. I
yes,
think
sir.
that will be dramatically shortened to 1 hour to one and a half hours, even with notes, if you follow that. So, you
Yes,
got
sir.
to learn in first year also. I think the foundations would be even stronger if you start from first year. Remember,
Yeah.
you learn medicine. Not only you learn for your super specialty, for your MCQ based exam, learning medicine is also very important. And
Yes, sir.
ideally, it makes me happy as a teacher that you say that it's much more useful for your MD exams, for your practice, for your clinical practice more than that of the INSS and NEET SS. So that's
Yes,
what makes me actually more happy that I was able to diagnose this case with your help. That makes me, feel much happier as a teacher.
yes.
So, I think, let me guess, you would probably choose PJ Chandigarh, right?
Yes, sir, most probably. I've
I
not
think,
decided yet. I'm still asking my
yeah,
seniors
one
what
of
I need
the,
to decide.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, because I just made a guess because you've done your MD from
Yes.
PJ Chandigarh, one of the prestigious colleges. So, it sticks with you, when once you secured
Yes.
a good rank, even AML rank 3, it sticks with you for throughout your life.
Yes,
And
sir.
the place where you study, especially in an interventional field like cardiology, is very very important, and especially getting into a premier institute. One thing which is not available to most colleges which are present in NEET SS.
Yes.
So most of the colleges are like government medical colleges. So
Yeah.
apart from a few colleges, when you study in institute, certain doors open up.
Yes.
Okay, that is, for example, when I studied in a government medical college.
Yes, sir.
Now, going and doing a fellowship in something like US or Germany, that is something hi-fi for us. But these are things which are routinely done in institutes. AIMS, PJ. Four of your
Yes.
seniors will probably be doing your fellowship in Canada, in US. So the way is easier. You have a path of least resistance.
Yes.
Doors open up to you when you study in institutes. So
Yes.
it's always great if you study in a premier place, in a premier
Yes.
institutes. Opens up a lot of doors, opportunities opens up, and I think I'm sure you will choose one of the premier institutes, and I think you worked really hard for it. And
Yes.
congrats, doctor. That it
Yes.
makes me really proud to say that my students, our students, in fact, not mine only,
Yes.
our students are in some of the topmost premier centers all over the country. When we go for conferences, we usually meet. So anyway, thank you, doctor. Thank
Yes.
you for your
Thanks
time,
a lot,
and
sir. Yes.
all the best for your future. And hope you have a wonderful future and become a really great doctor, physician, and a cardiologist. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Thanks a lot, sir.